Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Cousin Discussion with Bobby and Nina. I'm Bobby,
And I'm Nina.
and welcome to the show.
Welcome back.
How are you guys?
Yes, how have you guys been? We've been good. We're kind of drinking right now.
We're doing good. We're kind of drinking right now. It is a
Mhm.
Friday.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. It's Friday. Wanna get down on Friday. Do you remember that?
Yes, I remember it. Rebecca Black.
I remember I was working in the military office at SF
Yes.
State, and I was with like the Marines, and I
Mm.
remember my one friend would come in, and it'd be Friday, and he wouldn't say anything to anyone, and he would just come in and then go onto our computer and play that song.
Why?
I don't know.
Did he like it, or was he like trolling, as they say?
It was very Tumblr times, so maybe it was kind of a trolling, but I think it was he liked it. Like, it's Friday, we have to play this song.
He secretly liked it.
I miss that era.
I did too.
What was that? 2012?
Let's look at the
Look
database.
it up. Check the database. How are you guys?
What are you drinking?
Oh, well, I will have you know that I am having a cocktail. Staying on track with not really drinking lately. I'm drinking, and I'm having a lemon like seltzer water that I got from Trader Joe's, and then this lavender vodka that I got from Half Moon Bay, which I think is delicious and I love it. Half Moon Bay Distillery, and I just put a couple shots in.
Check them out. You're gonna like what you see.
Check them out. If you're in the neighborhood, head on down to Half Moon Bay. Check out Half Moon Bay Distillery. You're gonna like what you see. Tell them Bobby and Nina sent you, and you won't get a discount.
If you're like, who?
Use offer code cousin, and they're gonna kick you out.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just taking shots of Patron right now. Yikes. Cause and
Party down.
Pringles are my chaser.
I always equate Pringles with the airport.
Why do you always get Pringles when you fly?
Yes.
Why is that?
I feel like it's always in the like convenience stores there.
Oh, and you just need
or
a snack.
when you're on the cart, it's always like the like little half can of Pringles.
$20.
Oh my god, yes.
But you buy
$20 and a good credit score to get a can.
For real. Oh my god. But when I went to Vegas, I was like, okay, like it's Vegas time, let's drink, like let's get a little buzz before getting on the plane. I spent so much money just having like 2 drinks at this like wine place.
I feel like when you're traveling, you spend more money on getting there
yeah.
than when you're there.
Yeah.
Like $30 meal at the airport, taxi, just like obviously plane ticket, but like the stuff in between of getting there, like that's where all your money goes.
Yeah, it is a lot of BS stuff that like you're just like, whatever, I'm on vacation, let's get it.
Do you want to add the whatever insurance onto your this? Like,
add it on, girl. Yeah.
And you just add it.
Yeah. Because you're just like, F it. Which is not great, but
vacation.
It happens.
You're making me think of like, I almost put on my Luxor sweater, but it has lines on it, so it's not going to look good on the...
You can see it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, okay, that's not good. That's not good for broadcast. But I'm kind of Missing
I
Vegas.
think we should go for your birthday.
Do it again.
No?
Should we do it again?
I think we should do it again because I really loved like sitting in the hot sun and getting tanned.
With the jackhammer. For anyone who's new to the pod, I think we've talked about it. My 30th birthday Vegas vacation where we were really hungover and I booked a cabana and I'm living in the city, especially at that time, there was so much construction going on that I was so like immune to construction noise that me and Nina were in the cabana. And then I'm just like talking like normal, like, yeah, what do you want to drink? Like, you want to order nachos? Like, we got all this stuff. And then she's like, how can you like deal with that? And I'm like, what? And then she's like, the jackhammer. And then I like turned around and like finally listened. And I'm like, oh, full on hardcore like bobcat construction
Right
like
behind us.
right behind us.
Yes. I was like, what? I was yelling.
And that's when you kept leaving because you had to like,
Oh my
did
God.
you throw up or go to the
I kept-
bathroom?
It was, I mean, I was going to the bathroom, but like I think it wasn't me throwing up. I like needed to go to the bathroom.
Got it. Yeah. And I think we were all kind of like that day because we drank the night before.
Yeah. And that was just like chill, be hungover a little bit,
Yeah.
eat something. It felt so good to like cook in the sun.
Yes. It's like a
Ugh.
detox.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm kind of thinking to do that again.
That was a fun time.
It was fun.
I don't know why I left early. I should have just stayed.
Yeah,
I think I had to work. I'm like, why didn't I just take another
It was
day off?
interesting because you and one of my sisters left, like, had overlapping times. Like, she was there for certain things that you weren't there for, and then you were there for, like, because you weren't there for Michael Jackson.
No, I left the night before.
That was a
I think.
really good show.
God damn it. I
Oh my
know.
God, I cried.
I know.
And I lost my contact.
You cried so hard you lost your contact.
Yes.
Yeah. I
We'll
would
go
have
back.
loved. Yeah. I mean, it's still showing there, I'm sure.
I'm sure it is. And then there's still the when we were going to go the next year, which was lockdown. We were going to go see RuPaul's Drag Race Vegas
That's
show.
still there.
That's still there. So we could,
Yeah.
there's more to see.
What hotel would you want to stay at?
I kind of would want to stay at Venetian or
Okay.
like a different one, maybe even Caesar's Palace. But
Yeah.
I kind of like, for the sake of COVID and like us being away, I kind of wouldn't mind going back to Luxor.
I really enjoyed being there.
Yeah. Like I kind of want to go back there.
Hey, I mean,
Let's just do it there again.
Yeah. I really liked it there. Like, and then I don't know what it was. Maybe, I don't know, but like.
You're
there
making me
wasn't-
want to go. Like I'm getting like my stomach's hurting. Like,
but
I'm
there
getting
wasn't a lot of
excited.
people there, and it was like perfect.
Yes, and we were kind of like, I felt like we were a little bit away from the other hotels.
Yes, exactly. We weren't on the strip exactly.
We were
on
like at the very front of the strip.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So it's like you're away.
And the pool wasn't crazy crowded.
No, it was. Yeah, it wasn't like. I don't know if I want to even like go in the pool, but you
Yeah.
could just go in whenever because there wasn't a lot of people.
Yeah.
You just get in when you're like because it was hot as hell, but you just go in when you're hot and you come out and you tan again.
Yeah, you just dry off in the sun and then you dip back in again.
This camera is awful.
Well,
I'm not even moving around that much. There we go.
okay. So, this episode, we were wanting to discuss icons and idols,
Yes.
or just people that we've looked up to.
Mm.
This was a topic that Nina had brought up a long time ago. I think
Like when we first started the pod,
when
trying
we
to
first
look for
started.
things to talk about.
Yeah. And I thought it was a really good idea, and always had it on the back burner of we should do that, we should do that. So we're doing it now. How should we kind of get started?
I don't know. You have a lot more people to talk about than I do, which is not, I mean, it's not a competition or anything. It's just what it is.
Well, could we start with yours?
Yeah, we can start with mine. I guess I'm going to say, I guess I should just talk about how they or why these people like interest me or have always interested me.
Yeah.
Can you hear what's going on in the back right now? A dog?
I heard like a banging. Oh my god, I can see it. It's like a foot. Are you gonna let the dog in? Well, while Nina's doing that, yeah, this was a topic that Nina had brought up. And I was like, oh, that's actually really interesting, because we do have people that we somewhat idolize in a way where, I don't know, we just hold them at a certain level of, I guess, respect, or where we really kind of follow their career or how they handle themselves. And that is kind of why, I think what was interesting is the reason why we're talking about, the reason why we like these certain people.
Okay.
What I was kind of going over was, it's not about the person or like the people that we like. It's more, I think the conversation is more like why you like them, and what is it about them that you find appealing, or like what do you learn from them, and like why do you think that, and stuff like that.
Okay. So I'm sure I've mentioned this before, but always has, not always, but like for a very good chunk of me, Anthony Bourdain has like been an icon to me, as well as like Ricky Gervais.
Mm-hmm.
I know those are so like such random people, and I would also say like Wes Anderson. Not I know more about the former than Wes Anderson. I think I just really like his movies, and I've always liked his movies. But as far as Anthony Bourdain, I don't know what it was, or like when I even started to watch his shows. And
Reservation.
No Reservations is what I watched. That was my first experience with it. I think it was like the Paris episode that he did of No Reservations, which is like maybe season 1 of that show.
Okay.
And oh my god, she's going crazy in the back.
For those listening to the pod, the dog is like,
he's trying.
What do you do?
Hold on. God damn it. Hey.
Okay, so Nina's getting up. She's like, this dog is trying to get some bone or something under the door. Okay,
down.
now the dog's biting Nina.
This is a mess.
Like, okay, so this is the dog. The dog's trying to get something under the door. Okay, Nina's picking up the dog, and then now the dog's biting Nina. So, what's on the door?
I don't know.
She
Hey,
likes it.
stop.
Stop. Now the dog's jumping on
I
you.
guess just leave it open. Um, God damn it. Okay. Anyway, I was talking about Anthony Bourdain. Um,
Yeah.
I think the first episode that I watched of him was Paris, when he went to Paris. And that's when I was like really into like wanting, probably like my like junior year of high school, when I was like taking French and like really wanting to go to Paris and like wanting to be this like Francophile almost. And I don't know what it was. It was probably like how he is like narration of the show that really got me,
Mm-hmm.
and how he told the story of like him just being there. It wasn't just some like normal travel show. So there
And
was
it
something
wasn't
different
that
about it.
one other guy that would just eat weird food.
Oh, that Andrew Zimmern. I mean, no shade or whatever, but I wasn't wanting to see somebody just eat crazy things.
Crazy things that are normal culinary like meals for a certain culture.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's their norm.
Yeah.
It's crazy for a typical like American, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know. And then ever since then, I was like really hooked on him. And then I read
What is
his.
it about him? Because there are a lot of people, like I feel like even Joe Rogan talks about him. Um, like what was it about him that was just so like,
Enamoring.
yeah, like he was like a rock star.
I liked his irreverence, and I liked his like punk rock attitude. And I liked that he was so like really genuinely smart and like talked well, and he was a writer, and he was this traveler that, and then also like when he traveled to places, I loved that he was like very respectful of the places that he went to
Mm-hmm.
and to the people that he met. And he never, there was like this genuine part about him that like he wasn't this BS like TV host. He was like an actual person that just had like came like just had a TV show that he was traveling around on.
Right.
I liked that he was like also this just normal guy from New York that was a chef, and I don't know, like his
He
story
was
was
in
really real.
CIA.
Yeah, he went to the Culinary Institute. Um, he was like this drug addict, and
What
um,
drugs did he do?
he was like a heroin addict, which is interesting because like after he got clean, like he was still able to drink,
Right.
which is
Normally
like
they
is they're like sober from everything, you
right,
know?
because it's a gateway.
Hmm. I don't know. And then yeah, I read his book and I was just hooked because like he's a really good writer. Um, and I always wanted to be like kind of like, I don't know, I have always had this like stupid romantic idea of being a writer. Um, and he was
You
just
like to
that.
write. You write.
I like to write. Yeah, I wish, I don't know what it is about it, but I wish, I don't know, I have this stupid romantic idea of writers and writing.
So, what is it about Anthony Bourdain that you felt like, or what is it with him that you kind of take as inspiration aside from like writing and stuff? Like, I guess, how do you apply his essence and like what you learn from him in your life? Like, do you try to emulate him in a certain way? Or are there certain things that like he does that you're like, all right, I gotta like tap into that to like improve that in what I do? Or is there something there?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's just like definitely with travel, it's
Okay.
to not like, for example, just with travel, like get lost. You know what I mean? Like do what the locals do, get lost, feel like learn their culture more than trying to go to these tourist locations and where everyone else
Sandals.
goes. Yeah, yeah, don't go to sandals. You know what I mean?
Well,
Not that.
to jump on that before you get into that, I want to also add that our family is not big on vacation,
No, that we didn't grow up doing vacations.
where it's like the kids would come back from spring break and like, oh, we went
No.
to Mexico, we went to Cabo, we went to, Mazatlan, we did the, and we're
No,
like,
we stayed home.
oh, I just like slept over at Nina's house maybe a couple nights, like
Right, exactly.
didn't,
We just hung out with each other.
never had a passport,
Yeah.
never like left the country, never did anything. So the fact that someone spoke to you as far as travel, that makes sense.
Yes, because like that was always something that I wanted to do, but
Mm.
never was able to as a kid. Um
Yeah, how can you?
exactly. Which, I'm not, but it is what it is, but like I'm glad I have been able to as an adult. Um and maybe it's better that way, I don't know, but
Yeah.
definitely to go into a place with an open mind, and because why would you not want to? You know what I mean? Like, why would you go into some place that you've never been before, a culture that you've never experienced before, and like try to,
Make it your own.
yeah, why would you even want it to be your own?
I remember I forgot what show I was watching. This was like 2000s, like first reality. I
Mm.
remember there were these young kids and they went to China or something like that. And I remember them saying, like, they're like, we just need McDonald's. We need normal food. We need normal food.
Normal food.
And I'm like,
What is
oh
that?
my God. Like, you are awful.
Yeah.
Like it, and they were like these white, rich American kids. And I think their friend was Chinese.
Wow.
And like they went there and then they're like running to the McDonald's, like, oh my God, I just need a burger.
Like, get out of here.
Go home.
Yeah. I don't know. He definitely like taught me that to just like be open minded and uh kind of like why the fuck not? Should you like, just do it, but also be respectful of the place that you're in and the people that you're with,
Yeah.
you know? I liked that aspect of I liked his like level of respect that he always brought to wherever he was, who whatever he was being served or talked to, and just I really appreciate somebody that comes into something or speaks to somebody that like really just wants to learn what they have to say and who they are.
How do you feel about Emmy Made in Japan? I feel like she's kind of like that now that you're like
Oh,
saying those
okay.
things. Because
Um,
she does it on an educational type of level. For those of you who don't know, I really like this. I haven't watched. God, I feel like this was
she,
before COVID, like maybe even COVID times. I just was really into this YouTuber, Emmy
yeah,
Made in Japan. And she like just kind of goes. She does recipes. She definitely honors the people that the recipes come from. But
I
she
love that.
doesn't eat the food like if it's something somewhat out of the ordinary. She doesn't eat it in a like, watch me eat this and like not gag or like
Clickbaity
whatever.
way.
It's more like I'm gonna genuinely try it. Um,
Yeah, I respect that.
yeah, like not making fun of it, not trying to like clickbait it in a
No,
way like it's like this is genuinely someone's culture, like this is what they eat. you know?
Yeah. I respect that attitude towards it rather than it being like, oh my God, look at what I'm eating.
Why
Like,
do we do that?
I don't know. I don't know. Um, I don't know. But yeah, Anthony Bourdain is definitely my number one. And um, yeah, that one, it breaks my heart as well.
I was gonna ask you about like when did he pass?
I think that was like 2018.
Right. So I don't know his whole like was he kind of active online or anything before that? Like
He was on like on Instagram, I think. I don't know what other platforms. I don't think there were any other platforms that he was active on, but he would like do stories and post things, but not like crazy influencers style, but
yeah.
um yeah, and then the documentary that came out about him, Roadrunner, was like interesting how
I
they.
think that's when we decided to do this topic was when you went to go watch that.
Yeah, I watched that. Yep. Yeah, that's when I went to the theater and watched that.
Mm-hmm. Tower.
Yeah, I'm not going back there again.
I had food poisoning the last time I was there. I didn't get it from
I'm
there.
sure you did. I mean, I was
I got it from the
afraid.
circus place.
Yeah, that's right across the street.
Mm.
That place looks like you would get food poisoning there. It says Pancake Circus, and then it says that they serve seafood.
Hello. Yeah.
Mm.
Let's
How's your
mix
drink?
our tuna with the crepes that we are making the next day and the cottage cheese. So, oh, my drink is really good. I'm
Are you
kind of
feeling?
wanting another one.
Should I do this? It's kind of a lot, no? My buzzes are going away quick.
Because now we're in the groove.
Okay. I got a whiff of it.
Whew.
You know what it smells like? The hand sanitizer?
Does anybody else remember when the hand sanitizers were smelling like tequila?
Yeah, what was that about?
What was that about?
They've never smelled like that before, no?
Never.
And then all of a sudden it smelled like tequila.
Tequila. Does anyone else remember that? Because
comment below.
Yeah, please comment below because there are people that I've said that to and they're like, what are you talking about? You're crazy. I don't know how to. You know, when you say something like that, that's genuinely common and they're
Girl,
like, they make you
get outta here.
feel stupid.
I hate that. That happens to me all the time.
I want to just be like, shut up.
Like, stop. You know what I'm talking about.
It happened. It existed.
Yes.
There were sanitizers that smelled like tequila.
Get
out of here.
You know what tequila smells like, girl.
Go to the library.
The library. I want to tell people to go there.
Yes. Get out of here. It's like, go to work. So
I say that to a lot of people.
Get a job.
Not in person. But I'm just like, what are you doing? Why are you out?
How do you not know? So, yeah, Anthony Bourdain, the passing was I feel like it was really shocking for everyone.
Of course it was. At that time, like 2018, I think I might have I wasn't adamantly watching his shows.
But was there an inkling of like, hey, this guy is mentally, like maybe he's a little bit unstable in a sense of, you know, depression or anything like that? I mean,
I don't know.
I'm not one to talk because I wasn't a big follower of his, but was that a thing that was kind of surrounded him? I
people are
mean,
saying that, and in hindsight, like they should have seen this and that. Um, the Roadrunner documentary really like this is the interpretation I got of it, but they like the woman that he was dating at the time like kind of effed with his mind, and he was already kind of like going down this like bad path, and it kind of that's what what the interpretation of the Roadrunner documentary got me, was like this who he was with kind of like fucked with him, and he was already depressed as a lot because of like how much traveling he had to do, because he was like gone, gosh, maybe
oh,
like
was it a guilt thing?
maybe. And then he also had like a daughter as
Like
well
you're
that he
leaving
was
us and you're doing your career.
I mean, I can't even imagine being gone that much. Like, gosh, he said it too. It was like a crazy amount. Almost the whole year he's gone. You can spend what, maybe 3 months at home or whatever, if that. And it was just kind of like,
He couldn't bring them?
I don't know. I think the
That's
travel
amazing.
schedule was crazy.
Yeah. And then like the
And
places
he's
he's
working.
going to.
But I think he was also trying to stop, like, be like, I'm done.
Right.
But it was going so well that I think he was getting resistance from like the, network stopping it.
Oh, Hollywood.
Yeah. But yeah.
Well, I guess on his overall existence, what do you kind of take away from him that you apply, or I guess attribute to like who you are today? Like, I know I'm like this because of him.
I don't know. I like the qualities of that. He was a misfit and found what he liked to do.
Misfit in what way?
Because he, at that time, like, wanting to be a cook was like this thing that degenerates did, Like, they were the ones that are behind the scenes, and they're awake when nobody else is, and you don't see them because they cook. They're in the kitchen, and they go out at night when everyone's asleep, and I don't know. I like that, like, and it degenerate in that, like, no one wanted that lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
It was like you did this because you were a fucking ex-con or something like that. Like, it was just kind of like grunt work. But now it's this almost celebrity-like thing. But I liked that he didn't give a shit. I think is probably the most I would take away from Anthony Bourdain, is that he didn't give a shit and he did what he wanted to do. So yeah, I think that's Anthony Bourdain for me.
Okay. and who was the other one? Wes Craven?
Not Wes Craven.
Is it?
Well, no, I just really like Wes Anderson movies. I don't know if he's an icon, but I think Ricky Gervais for me is another icon of mine. There's almost kind of, I don't know, the same kind of person where they just don't take shit seriously, but they work hard and they make really good things. Ricky Gervais was like this. I think he worked in an office, and he was like almost on unemployment, and like that's how he just like came up with writing The Office, and then he did this podcast, and it was I don't know. I think he has a background of knowing what it's like to actually work hard, and I think that he's funny.
He's The Office.
Yes. He's The Office. I think it's pretty cool to say that.
Yeah. I love that show.
It's so funny. Both, I know a lot of people are, it's a controversial thing to be like, to like both or whatever, but I don't know. I love both of them. And I really liked everything that Ricky Gervais has come out with.
He's always hosting the Oscars, Emmys,
Golden Globes, I think.
Golden
I think he stopped doing that.
Did you do that shot?
No, it's still here.
Okay. I kind of want to make one more cocktail, and then I'll
Do it.
talk about my
Okay.
drama conflama, who I like and why I like them.
Why is it drama conflama?
I don't know. I feel like it's going to be like, I like them because... And then it's like...
Mine is so serious, I feel.
Oh, mine will be serious.
Okay, good. I'm taking a Pringle break.
Okay. I'm going
Do
to
we
step
take an
away.
intermission? Oh, okay, no.
You're not...
I'll
Can
talk.
you...
It's okay.
Okay. It'll be like
Partner.
2 seconds.
Two seconds. Okay, I'm gonna take this shot again of Patron. Yikes. I'm chasing it with Pringles. Oh boy. Do we record? Okay. I'm taking a shot again. Ugh. I'm sorry. I bet the noises are just awful. But ooh. I'm chasing it with Pringles. I was trying to think of who else I find as an icon. I know that Bobby and I collectively really have always loved Victoria Beckham, and I know we have mentioned that on a probably, I think, one of the first podcasts that we've recorded. But I don't know what it is about Victoria Beckham, but she just has this she's just so cool. That I wish I had a better word to say, but like, I don't know. But I hear that they're all gonna come back for Prince Philip. Which one?
Came back.
I was talking about Victoria Beckham.
Okay. Yeah, I was just thinking about her.
Really?
Yes. I was just thinking like, okay, when I get back, I'm going to talk about Spice Girls.
Okay, I was talking about how the Spice Girls are gonna. I said Prince Philip, but his name's Charles. They're gonna come back for his freaking coronation.
No. With her?
Victoria's gonna be there. Why are they coming back for him though?
Yeah,
I
why?
know. That it's only gonna be a performance for for his coronation. They're not like gonna tour. Isn't that such a bummer?
Yes. Why does he get her?
Exactly.
Okay. I also got to think, did you ever like S Club 7?
Yes.
They're touring and they're only touring in Europe.
Damn it.
Okay, yeah, when I stepped away I was like thinking, okay, Spice Girls. Da, da, da. So I wanted to talk about them because that's a common icon that we have is Victoria. I guess for me, like with Spice Girls, it's really interesting now with the world of Instagram and kind of just seeing everyone's. What? Who is that?
Sorry, that was Instagram.
With the world of Instagram and everything, it's interesting for me how many gay icons I genuinely liked without even knowing they were gay icons.
Yeah. Is Victoria considered one? Or is it just because she's
The
a Spice
Girls.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Anna
Nicole.
Like all the stuff, I'm like, oh my God, I really.
Yeah, but it was like a genuine thing. It
wasn't. So yeah, with Spice Girls for me, I feel like there was I really liked them, and I think you were a little bit too young to like them when they first came out. And then I felt like there was a time where like I was already done with them and then you started to like them. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm. I feel like that was like 97.
I want to say it was later.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like middle school.
Oh, so like early 2000s?
Early 2000s, and you were like into Spice Girls, and I'm like,
well, yeah.
All right, let me pull out my t-shirt. And like I was like showing you all my stuff, like look at the magazines, look at all this stuff.
Oh, yeah, because like that makes sense when like at that age you're getting into your own music kind of. And I still am very grateful to like have people older than me to like show me, you know what I mean? Like you and my sister and my brother, like they've all shown me their kinds of like interests and but yeah, I mean I'm like on a Spice Girls kick right now. I've been listening to their music.
Yes.
It happens every so often.
I think for me growing up, like, okay, so Spice Girls first came out, I want to say 96, 7. Okay. 7's when they were like hot.
Yes.
I want to say 96 was when it was like starting. And I just remember like obviously falling in love with like the music, and there was just an interesting thing about them that was like, because they were from England, they weren't like everywhere here. So it was like a little glimpse of a Spice Girl thing, and it's like, ooh, like I want that. Like, you know, they're not on Fox, like they're not like normal anything. It's like very
exclusive.
Rare, very exclusive. And specifically, I remember like finally asking. I remember I was at Target and I was there with my sisters, and I remember I think it was my sisters and my dad, and then like being there and like, I really want this CD. Like I think I only knew Wannabe because I was the only single that was out at the time. And I'm like, I want this, like, whatever. And then I remember one of my sisters saying, like, I know why you want this, because she thought I was looking at them like it's like porn. And I'm like, she's like, I know why you want this. I know what you're looking at. Da, da, da. And I'm like, lady, you don't know the half of it, even though she did. But I was like, no, kind of not interested in what's going on. No, I just want this. Like, I'm very interested in these women. And so like finally, I think, I don't know who convinced who to just like let me have the CD. And so we bought it, and then I remember I was like looking through because I didn't know all of them yet. Like, how would you know who each?
That CD booklet is so good.
That's all I had. Like they weren't in the magazines yet. Like they weren't in Teen Bop and
Right.
Tiger Beat, whatever. So I was like looking through the magazine, like the pictures, and I was like, who is she? And it was a
Mhm.
red background,
Yes.
tan woman, sleek black dress, short hair, and just stern look. And I'm like, I
That one.
like her. Like, I didn't care about the other ones. I was like, I want her. And then I flipped the CD booklet so that she was on the front,
I
and I
remember you
put
did
it
that.
back in the CD case, and I was like, in the jewel case, and I'm like, this is my Spice Girl. And I like
Oh.
was like, ever since then, Victoria was, I don't know what it is about her. And a lot of people are like, she's the worst one. She
Why
can't
is she the
sing.
worst one?
I don't know.
Why do people say that?
I don't
People
know.
don't even know when she's like singing in the song though.
Yes. And
I'm
I'm
like, no,
like,
that's her.
that is her. And so I like, she was a real icon to me where I really absorbed her essence in a sense of like always be like chic, sleek, black, like very posh, like very just not like frou-frou designer, like I'm too good for you, but just always be professional and always be like just clean. Like
Mm.
like after like seeing her, I was, you could see it in my style now. I'm always still representative of that. Like everything's very sleek and clean and black and like I've always been like that.
I love that.
I love
She's
that.
still like that.
And she's still like that.
And I love it.
Yes. And I just, and the thing that I also respected about her that I like as an icon for me was I was always in a group of friends and I was always like the quiet one or the like whatever, but I would also still go with the flow of
Mm.
like I'll still get up on the stage and do whatever and I'll still do, and that's what I really respected about her was like even though she's not like the main Spice Girl, she wasn't shy. She wasn't
Mm.
like just kind of, she wasn't mean.
People like to portray her as that though.
Yeah, she wasn't mean. She wasn't shy. She wasn't any of that. Like she partook in everything that they were doing. And I
Yeah.
loved that about her. And that's why like I don't know. Always took that with me. And I remember reading a thing. It was like what you get inspired with when you're in the third grade sticks for the rest of your life.
The third grade, really?
The third grade.
What age is third grade?
I think that's like 7, 8.
Okay, that sounds right.
Um,
Interesting.
and I'm still her.
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
so she's definitely one of my icons that you like her too.
I love Victoria Beckham. I think though, I really like Baby Spice at first,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that was just because like because my
You're the youngest.
and I was like just attracted to her.
Oh,
Yeah, at a like young age. For some reason, I don't know. But
I
then
never
I
knew
was
that.
like
You like
but then
blondes.
it was I don't know. I liked blondes at that time, I guess, but yeah, but no, Victoria Beckham definitely. She's a good one.
Yeah, that was my like one of my first like wow,
Loves.
I really like this person and want to like follow what they do.
What's your opinion? I think she's definitely like held up her like
I think they all have.
they all have.
Like they've all held up their personas, and they've
Hmm.
also like still kind of just maintained being cool in a way.
Yeah, they're still very cool, and like people still want to like see them.
And they're not jaded about their past. They're not like, oh my God, I did that girl group. Like, they're very like,
Yeah,
there's a
like I'm a fucking
strong
Spice
bond.
Girl.
Yeah, like I'm a Spice Girl. And like, they really hold on to that. And that really makes me appreciate them so much more now, where it's like, yeah, you're not ashamed of that. Like, you really inspired so many kids to
Mm,
like just, girl power and be
yeah,
who you are and like all that stuff. And like, to just be like, yeah, that was ridiculous, whatever. Like, they don't do that at all.
I think what's also crazy is like their music, like, it still holds up too. Still
Oh
is
yeah,
like
it has
amazing.
has
Like House.
disco, a little bit of house, a little bit of like jazz.
Hmm.
I think also the reason why I like Victoria so much is that I really have like a love for jazz, and I really
Mm,
link her vocals and her tone with jazz.
yeah,
Like,
that makes
she has
sense.
a jazz sound, and
Mm,
I think that's why I really like her. Like, she's very jazz. Like, her
mm,
it's kind of deep,
mm.
like her voice. I always link it with very like sexy jazz voice, even though she says she's a musical theater background.
Just a musical theater background.
Yeah, that's how she got into Spice Girls. But
Okay.
yeah, that's my Spice Girl icon.
Okay, I'm gonna refill this drink.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna talk about my next icon, which is Michael Jackson.
You're gonna line them up for Michael. Okay, hold on.
Okay. Well, um, I don't know when I actually like I've always growing up, obviously Michael has always been a star and always was just top of the pops, like big celebrity. Um Definitely for kids, and not to talk about the scandals, but he's just always been a really big icon. And I think in my later years, I just really gravitated towards him when he was Wacko Jacko, like really kind of just crazy, like what's he doing? Um, at that time, I really gravitated towards that because I still found him to be a very kind person and very genuine soul, like really sweet, really caring. If that wasn't who he was behind the Neverland gates, I don't know. No one knows. But that's for me in my perspective of things. That's how I perceived him to be. And so I really liked the fact, and I learned from the fact of him kind of just being like berated by media and like just really torn down, but then still finding the kindness in him to like invite people to his ranch and like do the Make a Wish Foundation, like all of these things that were just so kind and so sweet. And even though the world was treating him like shit, like just still finding it in him to be kind to the people that weren't. And that was really a thing about him that I respected and just gravitated towards, where even though people can tear you down, have perceptions about you or whatever, um, whatever could be going on in the world, it can't steal your shine. And that's really what it was about Michael that I genuinely really liked. And of course, he's a musical genius. I mean, there's so many like accolades that he has as far as like his music career. And I love his music, but I think it was just him outside of that like I genuinely found an appreciation for, and for him to be an idol to me. And that's that. I had the whole conversation without Nina here. Um, She's getting back online. I had the whole Michael conversation.
Oh shit! Sorry, I had to take her out.
So I did. Should I update you?
Mm-mm.
No,
It's okay.
So that was Michael. And then I think kind of falling along the same lines is Anna. And
Yes.
Miss Anna Nicole. She is one of my icons because at the same time, she had come out with her show, the Anna Nicole show, and I was just in
Were you just
love.
Love with her from the beginning when you saw that show?
Yes.
What was it?
It was her. I just fell in love with her being like, I loved watching what she was doing. Like,
Is it because it was silly?
It was very silly, and like I felt like she was kind of doing stuff that we were doing, where it's like, all right, she's going to the store. Okay, she's going to do this. She's out to eat. She's doing like, so it was very like the first reality show where it's like, okay, cool. We're seeing what she's doing. And then like her reactions to things were very like how we would react. Like, all right, she's taking her DMV test, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I just really fell in love with her. But to pin it back to Michael, the reason why those two I really loved was because at that time they were really like harshly attacked by media about like, I said it already, but like Michael being wacko jacko, like weird, like look at his face, like what's he doing with these kids and all this stuff. And like Anna Nicole, it's like, you're fat, you're on drugs, like you're weird, you're this, you're that. And they were still so kind. And maybe they weren't, I said it already, but like maybe they weren't kind in reality because all we saw was what we saw. Yeah. But for me, all I picked up on was like they were genuinely kind and like sweet souls. And the fact that someone could be degraded that harshly, like on media and everything, and like still find it in them to invite like kids with cancer to come and like do stuff at your house. And because Anna did that too, like kids that were misplaced, like come and paint and like do stuff. And she was so kind. And I was like, I love that about.
Did she grow up like that?
Well, she grew up in Texas, I think.
Yeah.
And so she grew up somewhat poor.
Yeah.
And then she was working at like a fried chicken place and then was a stripper. And then Playboy, she like applied for Playboy.
Is that how she met the husband?
The husband came after.
Okay.
because she did Playboy and then she did Guess, and she was like a big
Yes.
model.
Don't you have a guest shirt with her
Yeah, I
on
have
it?
two of them.
Ugh, so
And
cool.
and then then she gained weight, and then she met the husband, and then it was like she's a gold digger and she's this, but like I think for me with her was when it was like, oh, she's like sedated, she's on drugs,
Hmm.
she's like all this stuff. And then you watch the show and then she has glimpses of when she's genuinely kind and sweet to other people. That's when I
Yeah.
was like, this is an icon for me. Someone who can just be ripped to shreds by
Mm.
society and can still find it in their soul to genuinely be kind and genuinely have a connection with someone and be sweet and find the good in the world. That's what I like in a person.
I think, yeah. I mean, can you imagine being like that in that kind of state in popularity and still find the strength to be kind?
Yes.
It's hard
That's
for me to do
why I
it
like
now.
them. And I think that's why it took me a little bit to get into Madonna, because
Hmm.
I don't think everyone ripped Madonna down because she was scandalous and whatever, but she was also very powerful and strong. Now they're ripping her down for her looks and all this stuff, and I'm like, she's still powerful and strong. So now I'm
Just give
starting
an
to like
F.
get in on her, like, yeah, like she's a rock star.
I
So
haven't
like,
really, yeah. You haven't found somebody like that in a while.
no. I've always liked Madonna just because I liked 80s, but now I'm
Right.
liking Madonna like kind of like how I liked Michael,
Yeah.
where I'm like,
Because,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, I've never
F
heard you talk
them.
about her but like this.
No, I like her now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've always liked her, but in an 80s, like
Sure.
she's so the era. But now
She's
I'm like,
iconic in a lot of eras.
yeah. But now I'm liking her in a like, yeah, F those people kind of a way.
Yeah.
So definitely she's an icon for me too, but I mean my top two icons are Michael and Anna.
Those are your top two.
Yeah.
I mean, and how do you feel that both of their stories are like kind of tragic?
Yeah. You think I'm falling down that same path?
No. Like, how do you feel about that?
I think it makes sense. Um like I feel like it makes sense that I would like the same two people that have the same storyline.
Hmm.
Um but I think also on top of that, I am learning, and I've learned in their deaths, like to not die. I think
You
that's what I'm
mean?
learning from Madonna,
Mm,
because I think Michael and Anna kind of did take it too far. And I really
okay.
appreciate with Madonna where she just keeps going.
Let's keep going.
She's outlasted everyone.
How old is Madonna?
I think she's the same age as RuPaul. I think she's born 1958.
Okay. Okay. 1958.
Are you checking the database?
Yes.
Um,
Okay. She's 75. Or 65. Whoa.
Whoa.
She's 65.
Which is also like, okay, you have a 65-year-old that's doing a world tour that had to double her tour dates, and you're going to talk about the way she looks? I don't think so.
They have nothing else to talk
You have
about. That's what
nothing
it
else to
is.
talk about with her.
Isn't it? Isn't there like a
She's
saying?
pretty badass to do that, I think. And she's charging a lot.
Yeah. Isn't there a saying where it's like if people start talking about somebody's looks, then like they really have nothing to talk about.
Yeah,
You know
like
what I
the
mean?
weather.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like your arm is getting ripped off.
She's just
She's
with my hand. She's just chewing my hand off right now.
any big weekend plans?
No, I don't have any big weekend plans. It's
Okay, wait.
like cold and raining over here.
It's cold.
And snowing over there. What the hell?
It's snowing.
Oh, there's
here.
hail.
Yeah, with the hail. It's snowing here. I feel like I want to sing like Winter Wonderland. I'm in Christmas times.
You want to sing Winter Wonderland, but you're in Christmas time? Sing it.
If you guys haven't noticed, I have this. It's actually a towel that's hanging up on the window in the back.
I didn't even notice that.
Because they are painting. That's the reason why in last week's episode, there's a porta potty in the front. That's why the homeless person was banging on it. And then Gordy thought that was me. And then I'm the one coming home with my phone, whatever. There's painters that have been painting in the back for the past like 2 weeks. So they have scaffolding in the back of the apartment, but which also means they have a porta potty in the front because they need to go to the bathroom. So this is a light well that is for this window. And I kind of don't need a man like just kind of dingling around outside.
Dingling around?
So I put a towel up.
No, yeah, I would too. What the hell?
He's gonna be like
looking into your apartment.
Yeah, diddling. So that's why that's there. Did you do another shot? You prepared one.
I have it right now. Should I just do it?
And then we'll finish the convo.
Okay. Cheers.
How do you do it with the dog?
Oh, man. I'm gonna be out of the frame.
Ow.
Because she'll start barking. Okay.
Ow. Where'd... Oh. Mm-hmm. Pringle. Get the Pringle.
Wait.
So...
Wait, let me mute this so I'm not chewing.
She's eating the Pringle on mute. Pringles, anyone, sound off in the comments below. Does Pringles remind you of going to the airport? That's all that's all I equate it to.
No, I'm gonna start getting Pringles when I go to the airport.
It's the best. It's like a good airport snack.
You get like at the airport. I don't know, because you're like always. I'm always hungry when I go to the airport.
Okay, for me, good airport food, like good airport snacks. I love Pringles.
Mm.
I love like tomato juice, V8.
What?
Like sodium.
What?
I love that.
Why are you hungover?
No, I don't know what it is, but I like crave. And I read this thing that it's like you crave tomato juice and like all that stuff because you're in the air and like you're craving the earth.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, like you're not grounded.
It's really primal.
I'm a caveman. It's
You
very
are.
Fred Flintstone, Barney Rubble, yabba dabba
That's
doo,
what it
Wilma,
is.
yabba dabba. So, Wilma! So,
Well, I like your like sense of what it was that like attracted you to these people. I think
yes.
that's very interesting. And you've you've been these have been like your icons forever. This isn't a
Oh,
new
they
thing.
still are.
This is not a new thing.
Oh my
You've
God.
never changed it. It's like it's like this is who like it's almost like an identifier with you. Would you disagree?
I would not disagree. And I also feel like sometimes there are times where I feel like it's almost as if I'm dead. And like someone will be like, we were thinking about you. And then Michael came on and we thought about
Uh,
you. And it's like, that's how it works. You
mm,
know, it's like
mm,
you link me with certain people and then it
yeah.
like kind of weaves. It's weird.
Oh, that's it. That is weird.
And I'm like, oh, that's how
It
the
like stays
legacy lives
alive.
on.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, we were just like talking about you, and then they started playing Michael.
Do you think, I know this is not like up there with them, but like I know you discussed in the previous pod that when you saw your friend like Azalea played,
Oh,
she's
absolutely. I think honorable mentions for
mm,
like obviously Michael and Anna are like top two.
sure.
Azalea's big. Paris is
Oh yeah.
huge.
Yeah. Of course.
I think you would link Paris with me.
Stars Are Blind is like
Yeah.
yeah.
Lil Kim.
Mm-hmm.
I think those are like the next group of people that I like. And then again, it's people who were very popular, like in the spotlight, that were treated like shit.
Yeah.
Like Paris, it's like we saw her having sex and like said she's a whore, says she's this, like she's trash, she's this. Still was able to be sweet and like kind and genuine, and I never equate Paris to being like derogatory or like mean or like demeaning to
You've never seen
anyone.
her say anything like that or
Nope.
do anything like that.
No, not at all. And same with like Lil Kim, like people thought she's a whore, she's like talking like this, like she's nasty, she's whatever. And she's still sweet and kind and very
But
Lil Kim, I equate her to being brave, to
yeah.
being like she was the only female in the crew. That's what she always like repped. And
What
I
is an
love that about her.
Isn't it annoying that she was like categorized as a whore and a slut, like all these horrible things, just because she like just like spoke about sexuality like in an honest way.
And she spoke about sexuality in the same way that men were speaking about sexuality.
Exactly.
And so that's why I really love her. And I didn't know she was a gay icon at the time. But she was for me because it was like, yeah, you could be a woman in like a group. She was in the like
She
Junior
was the only
Mafia, all
woman.
of men.
Yeah.
And she stepped forward and is like, well, I'm going to talk about sex too. And
Why
I'm going to
can't
talk
she
about
do that?
sex the way that you guys talk about sex. And I'm going to own
Oh,
it. And
yeah.
I thought that was just so beautiful. Like, yes. And I guess, like, I appreciate that, like, being gay, especially, like, for me, like, even working in sports, it's like, okay, for the most part, I'm normally the only gay around. And it's
Mm.
like I love owning who I am in a group that I'm not kind of a thing. And like that always gave me inspiration where it's like, yeah, you can be your own self like in front of other people. And I really learned that from Kim.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Like if she could be the only woman in the group, then I could be who I am in whatever group that I don't fit in and like
Because
own it.
that normally, and I'm not just saying for you, I'm just saying in general as like a gay person, that's normally what it is you're in a group of people that you like, you're
That's
the
normally
odd.
the case. I feel like nowadays, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong,
Mm.
younger generations, but I feel like at least for my generation that it would be cases where there is one gay person in a group of straight men.
I'm still
Like
running into that. Like, is it different now or
I don't
what?
know if it is like are people more like more accepting of things? I don't know. But that's why I gravitated towards her. It's like,
Sure.
yeah, own your stuff and still be in a man's world,
Yeah.
but still like rock it out.
Which is so powerful because
Oh, it was so powerful. And I picked that. I was in third grade.
how are you picking that up in third grade?
Oh
I
my
didn't even know
God.
what the
I was
fuck was
listening
going
to
on.
that hardcore album. Like,
Oh my
oh
god.
my
I don't
God.
even know what the fuck's going on in third grade. Like still
I
trying to
was
figure out
very,
if I like women.
I was very forward. In third grade, I was
Which
like
is
picking up on all that. I was like, yes, she's a strong female woman. She do it. What third grade? How old are you in third grade? 7 years old?
you're like
Seven?
7. I'm just like being shy because I know I like this girl and I don't know what to do about it. But that's
You know
fucking
what's interesting
awesome.
is at that age, I didn't like anyone.
You didn't like anyone. When do you remember when you liked someone?
At school,
Yeah.
I want to say it was middle school.
Wow. Really?
Yeah, I didn't like anyone at all
No
in
one
elementary.
interested you until middle
No,
school.
no.
Okay. Oh my
I
god, I
want to
was
say
having
until.
crushes on the teachers. Like
Oh my God, mine were so not.
I don't know what's wrong with
Oh,
me.
well, I guess all of my teachers were women.
Oh, okay.
I didn't have like this sexy dad teacher.
I feel like yeah, I mean that makes sense. There were mostly women that were teachers.
Um, no, it wasn't until middle school. It wasn't until middle school that people were talking about liking people too.
I didn't the thing was is that when I was in elementary school, like I just felt like this attraction. I didn't know exactly what it was. That's all. It's like the very like
I think my attraction at that age was, well, when I was younger, maybe like Red Power Ranger.
okay. Red?
Jason. Jason, right? Oh, you weren't Power Rangers yet.
No.
You were too young.
It was probably Barney when you were Power Rangers.
Oh my God, yeah, you were.
Well, we're only 2 years apart, but yeah,
But it was like, but honestly, back then, 2 years apart was a big difference.
that's a lot. That's a lot. Because
Yes.
if you're 6 and I'm 4, I'm
Yeah,
still watching Barney.
yeah. And I'm watching MTV.
Right, exactly. I feel like you started watching MTV and music videos like very early.
I did.
Not too early. I'm just saying like you watched it very young.
I just want
You-
to say this here just so that we mark it. But at that time, I remember I wanted to be Ed from Good Burger for like Halloween for so long. Like, I remember I'd go with my dad to the thrift store and I would try to look for the blue striped like button-up shirt so that I could have the Good Burger uniform. I'm like, okay, we could buy white Levi's, like we could do like, and I could never find the shirt. And then I remember like I finally almost had the outfit. And then I remember I think one of my sisters was like, I don't think you should try to be like a black character. And I was like, oh. I never thought about that.
Hey, wasn't it? Is that the poster that you were trying to get at that store forever? And
Yes.
was it Good Burger?
Good Burger.
Hi.
Jensen Video.
Yeah, I remember you kept going back to see if they had it.
Yeah, because it was
and
on
they
the
never
wall.
did.
It was on the wall. And then I remember that you guys used to request like, hey, when you're done promoting this movie, can we have the poster? And I remember your brother would get the posters from them. And so I was like, okay, I'll put my name in. Keep in mind, I'm in 3rd grade. And it's like me talking to this like older Indian guy.
I love
And
that
I'm
you're
like,
handling it.
Yeah. I was like, hey, when you guys are done with the Good Burger. When you guys are done with the Good Burger poster. Can you put, and he took my name. I remember he put my name in the little notebook.
So cute.
And with my phone number. And he's like, we'll give you a call when we're done. And then it disappeared from the wall. And I never got the call. And I was like, how about that Good Burger poster? Are we ever going to get it? And then he's like, never got anything.
What an asshole. He just like entertained you.
Now,
Because there was no respect for children.
Now this is when it now comes the trauma of me buying everything on Amazon.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to get that Good Burger poster and I'm going to hang it up because I didn't get to do it.
Fuck you.
So fuck you. It doesn't match any of my decor.
But I've been waiting for this since I was 7.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, there was just no, like, obviously, no, not obviously, but there was no respect for children. It was just like, let me play your game for a little bit.
Yeah, that was the case. Even though I felt like I was the kid that was very serious.
Of course you're serious. You're making a deal with the Jensen Video guy.
What we got going on with your posters here? So, how we doing?
We're doing good. How long have we been recording?
I don't know. I don't want to check.
Why?
Because it's gonna like bump the screen and then I have to edit.
Oh, okay. It's like almost 11 right now. We've been recording for like a few hours.
All right, I think we're good on time.
Yeah. These dogs are getting antsy.
Okay. Well, thank you guys for listening.
Yeah, thank you. This is our first like podcast we kind of like drank on, no?
Yeah, this is our first drinking podcast. Comment down below if you want more. And if you want a cameo.
Yeah. Do you want a cameo? Let us know if you want to even like be a guest.
Oh yeah, we were talking about coordinating having guests.
Yeah.
So if you would like to join the cousin discussion, reach out to us on all of our various platforms. Send us an email at cousindiscussionpodcast@gmail.com or comment down below and we will reach out to you about joining the conversation. So on that note, until
unless
you have anything. Need you
no,
have
I
anything?
don't have anything
Okay.
else.
Right. So on that note, until next time, bye.
Bye.